Hello, everyone. I think everyone should be here to start this AMA. Boris is here, Alan as well, Claudio just joined. That's great to have you here, guys. How are you doing?
Hello, hello. How are you? All good here.
Nice.
GN, GD, or or BD, like I say in Buenos dias, buenas noches. How's everybody?
Good. So I'm really excited for this AMA. There is a lot to unpack. Metapool dropped a few media bombs yesterday, so there will be quite a few things to talk about. But before we start, maybe I can give a little bit of introduction to Metapool that then you'll be able to say more, of course, about that. But for those that might not be familiar with Metapool, it is the first liquid staking platform on Near, and it has been around for almost 2 years now. And in these 2 years, it has contributed to the growth of the ecosystem, not only by helping to secure the network and unlocking DeFi opportunities, but it also launched projects like MetaYield, a crowdfunding platform for Web3 projects building on Near, and MetaBond just newly launched decentralized bond marketplace. So Metapool is been really active in the ecosystem, and now again with the launch of stAUR, we have more to discuss. And so welcome everyone to this space, and let's start with a first round of introductions with our guests today. You can go ahead, Claudio.
Yes, hello everybody. So my name is Claudio. I'm one of the co-founders of Metapool, the first liquid staking solution on Near and Aurora. We've been on mainnet for more than 21 months. So knock on wood, happily, no issues with the smart contract, no hacks. And so really proud of the work that all the development team has done, and my co-founder Lucio, Mansa, Chema, Alan, of course, that's here with us, other developers that are also participating in this, such as Daniel, Agustin, Rodrigo, right? I'm giving him a shout out to all of them. Definitely, it's been quite the ride the last few years, months. But anyhow, luckily we pulled through. We participated in the Ethereum Denver hackathon with what we believe was like a proof of concept, and now we push it over to production or to mainnet, right? So really happy about that. Jose Maria has been instrumental in doing that with Mansa and Rodrigo and Danny. So thank you very much, guys, for the great effort there. And really happy about building on Near now in Aurora. We've always been fans, and so yeah, we're here, keep on building, and just plowing through this crypto winter. But anyhow, the only way to plow through it is building and shipping. So doing our best to do that.
Yes, awesome. Okay, so maybe we can pass on to Alan, and next Boris.
Yeah, for sure. First, thank you everyone for joining this Twitter space and for hearing us about this new launchment on Metapool. I'm Alan. I'm part of the team of the Metapool, and mainly participating as validators advocate, ensuring that all the validators that we are delegating tokens on the Near ecosystem have enough enough uptime to be active on the set of validators of Metapool, and now sharing all the news about stAUR. So thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. Well, I'm Boris. I'm a DevRel in Aurora. I met the Metapool team in the Denver hackathon, and I got the chance to talk to them. Well, I knew Claudio before that, but the first time that I was actually had the chance to talk with him was them there. Yeah, they participated. We had the chance to talk, and I really like the project, and I really like that they have one of these projects that started the hackathon. Now it's becoming, a live product. So yeah, and really, happy and proud to have you guys here. And yeah, thanks.
Well, thank you for being there for us, Boris, right? Answering those DMs, man. Late night. But anyhow, we appreciate all your support as well.
Yeah, man, that's what that was we're supposed to do there, and so yeah, it was actually really good, fun, hackathon with you guys.
Okay, so maybe we can start talking about the way in which the idea came about. Since we already mentioned the hackathon, can you tell us a bit more about how the idea came about and how it was developed then concretely?
Yeah, so we started talking to the Aurora team. I think it was last year's NearCon, right? We started like understanding like what's Aurora Plus was coming, right? We heard about that during permissionless, and so we were trying to understand like how to because we've already bridged, right, stNear, our main staking token native on Near, to Aurora, right, and we were experiencing good amount of traction there, and people were happy with it. But then when they launched the staking node or farming node over a Near native, right? We started thinking, hey, can we build something with the stake token for Aurora, right? Is it possible, right? And so we started experimenting. We were calling it Nauro, near Aurora, and then exploring there, having conversations with Alex, and just trying to figure out how to make it work, right? But then again, like priorities are priorities, right? And then we started building Meta Bonds market, right? And working on that one. We believe that there's still an opportunity for a secondary bonds market. Right now, current market conditions and demand is still not there, to be totally transparent here. And so, but we had to finish, right? We believe it's still a good product. Is it going to have traction? That's TBD, right? And that's outside the scope of this Twitter Spaces. And now when we finished and delivered that in January, we said, hey, you know what? It's now time, right? Like I think we've been lagging in not delivering for the Aurora ecosystem. And so we said, you know what? Let's take that first step, right? We started, Chema started to work, and Mansa, and with some great feedback from Alan and Lucio, how a native Aurora staked asset should look like. There's some key design challenges there, but I'll let Alan explain that a little bit. But yes, we started experimenting. Then we did an offsite in Buenos Aires. Chema presented what stAUR. It's still at that time. I think we were calling it. I forgot the name for it. Maybe Alan can remember, but it wasn't stAUR. It was another thing, and we were still poking holes in it. But then again, like I said, you know what? Ethereum Denver is right around the corner. I said, you know what? Let's just put ourselves in an uncomfortable position, and let's build it in public and see how that goes, and then expose it to the Aurora team through that hackathon, and then just get some proper feedback there, right? Like unbiased feedback. Even though Boris and the team were really helpful in the sense of just providing good feedback, but then again, you're not going to sugarcoat it on a hackathon such as ETH Denver, right? If it is something that doesn't make sense, then you will push it there. Anyhow, so that's how we started, right? Alan, do you wanna chip in about the back and forth on the design process for how we calculate like the APY and some of the internals.
Oh, yes, sure. As many of you know, Aurora is layer 2, being above the near protocol network. So when thinking about the staking on this network, you have to get a trustable source of yield where can be generated the increment of price of the stAUR token. So there was a lot of discussion and a lot of questions about how this yield was generated. And at least we found that the solution was taking the staking rewards that are generated through the service of Aurora Plus, that is made by when you deposit or you stake the Aurora tokens, and these tokens generate the yield to be moved to the stAUR token. So on the process, there was a lot of change and a lot of improvements made to generate the yields. But at the last point, we find a stable solution to ensure at most the stability of a price on the stAUR token as it is on new protocol, preventing all the possible defect that exists on other liquid staking solution, and that we found viable that it is in Aurora Plus to do it without a defect risk. And here we have now the solution presented as it is on the shipping that was made yesterday.
And maybe Boris can add a bit more details about the way in which Aurora supported the Metapool team, and what were the main ways in which you provided support to that.
Yeah, well, at the beginning, I met the team during the hackathon, and basic hackathon stuff, and make sure that they have tokens where they can test, and try to be there all the time so that any block they have on the technical side. So during the hackathon it was fine. Then we had a decent amount of submissions for the hackathon. Both of them are like only half were Aurora exclusive, and Metapool is liquid staking was very very different to the rest of them. So we ended up giving one of the prizes to them. Then after a while, they kept the conversation going, and they moved this, in my opinion, I mean, more faster than expected. So we started to support them on the promotional side and try to get involved with them. We are organizing a hackathon with that starts in early July, and they are now part of the hackathon. They have a bounty there, so we'll be following them along the way. We keep promoting in our channels and social channels where they do any technical support they may need from us. We're always trying to do our best to have them any question answer as fast as possible. And this is an ongoing relation, right? They are launched. We try to be with there now. Hopefully during the hackathon, we expect developers to use the liquid staking into their submissions. So it's not over. So we keep doing. Now we're doing this. So that's the way we'll keep trying to do stuff. We identify great projects that are that we understand that the relationship with Near and Aurora, especially at the beginning in hackathons, it cannot be clear, but when we identify projects that want to learn more about it and want to work on top of that, we provide all the support until they can make it happen, and then after that we try to work with them along the way. So this is what we're doing, and hopefully it becomes a more I'm sure it will become a long-term relationship, and so we will be able to keep working and keep doing, cool stuff together.
Nice. And I'm sure because Metapool is here for the long run, as Claudio has said in many times. So for sure. And maybe we can start talking a bit about why is this beneficial to have the first liquid staking token for the Aurora ecosystem? What are the opportunities there for holders?
Yes, and also for transparency and being and understand what every builder has to face, right? So when they announced through the Aurora DAO, like the allocation of the Aurora rewards for this year, right? So and correct me if I'm wrong here, Boris. So I think it's until February of 2024 or January 2024, right? Before then, the Aurora DAO needs to vote again if those the allocation of the Aurora rewards for staking. And so we're building a product right now, an asset, right? A digital asset that is in a very early stage, right? In the sense that we're alpha beta testing it, right? And we'll go into the testing part of it in a little bit. But this is a big bet that we're making on Aurora, right? We are making an educated bet in the sense that, okay, so the DAO has allocated X amount of rewards throughout the year by staking Aurora. And so one of the things that we want to push forward is making Aurora more capital efficient, right? Because that's what liquid staking assets provide, liquid staking tokens, right? Is your main asset accruing the value of the staking rewards, and then that being reflected on the increase of price for the asset every certain epochs, right? And so, or during a certain time allocation for that APY to be executed or reflected, on their price. And so we believe it's a good way for people to leverage this asset as collateral for borrowing against it. One very important aspect is anything we say today is not financial advice. So please do your own due diligence. Understand that being exposed to these digital assets is risky, and so please do your own research. And yes, just for clarity's sake, is right now the smart we've launched it as a whitelist. The reason for this is we are getting the contract audited as we speak, and so we will be soon releasing the audit report. Once it's finished, we will publish it, and then we will open up close the whitelist. Right now is individuals and organizations we trust that can provide us insights on the utility for the staked asset, but more importantly is capital efficiency, right? We believe that there's an opportunity there for Aurora individuals and organizations to capture value from the staking rewards in using this asset, as I said before, as a collateral. There's going to be opportunities that we're going to be creating with some of our partners like Solaris and Origami. And so definitely we believe it's just hopefully this will be the spark that starts to engage more individuals and organizations to participate in DeFi in the Aurora ecosystem, which, to be honest, I think it's much needed right now, right? Alan, go right ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk in more in a technical side, even though that we know, and even our liquid staking solution, the stNIR token, have presence on Aurora network. It is still a bridged asset that that depends on the bridge that move all the tokens to a new network to operate. I will not say it's better, but I think it's a different kind of security when you have a native token being launched on the own network, like it is in the case of stAUR, where we have the contract that is being launched as ERC20 on Aurora, and it is native of this network. So as being native, we are not depending on the security of a third party that is maybe a bridge or maybe another kind of software that move the tokens between chains, and we are moving the native token to the network. So I think it's important to mention, as we have now on NEAR, we have USDT.Ethereum, and now we have USDT native on NEAR protocol. Now on Aurora, you can find stNear bridged from NEAR protocol, and now you can have stAUR native from Aurora. So I wanted to mention that and to let know for everybody that what is the difference on having this kind of assets on both networks.
Yes, that's definitely an important distinction for people to know as they're trying to navigate the ecosystem. And so what are the ways in which people at this point can explore stAUR? And what are the plans, also the future plans for trying to increase the utility of it?
Yes, so as I said before, right, we're partnering with stAUR. There's going to be a swap pool there for stAUR Aurora, of course. There will be incentives allocated through our with Meta rewards, and also Aurora rewards on top of it. So that's coming. What we want to ensure that those the stAUR contract is secure, right? Has done an audit before we go ahead and do that. But anyhow, it's just taking it one step at a time. For now, it is, yes, it's a whitelist. So please, if you reach out to your community leaders, you can also go to our Discord, go to our Telegram, and get the referral link there. There is kind of like a wait list for it, right? We're being very mindful. So right now, utility for it is going to come at a later stage in around maybe 3 to 4 weeks. So just be patient with us. The idea is to launch swap pools on farming pools, in stAUR, and then use that as collateral in Origami as well. And so those are the two initial utilities for stAUR. And then of course we are we're pretty open to understand how can the ecosystem, the Aurora ecosystem, leverage this staked asset. So we're pretty open to collaborations. Please reach out to us if you have any good ideas. That's why we partner also with Aurora to for the hackathon that is coming up and coming, right? And so we will be participating there. So really excited about that. Of course, another important part is looking into how we can integrate with Boss as well over at NEAR. So anyhow, so we're pretty open to whatever cool idea you have on your mind that we can support. Please reach out to us. We're looking for partnerships to give more utility to this token. Alan, I don't know if you have something you want to add.
No, I think that you covered it very well, so I will let it pass.
So I think that would be interesting to understand what is Metapool's vision and overall mission, because you're trying to expand and to bring liquid staking and open up new DeFi opportunities. And I just would like to hear from you what is the objective and the vision, and what you are what you would like to accomplish in the long term, let's say.
Yes, so the next step for us is bringing our products to EVM compatible networks, right? Such as Aurora, MetaYield being one of them. We're still looking into doing a little bit of alpha here, a little bit of rebranding around MetaYield. So, but anyhow, for now we will call it that. Then we might change the name, but that's up to Lorena to decide, not me. But anyhow, but what it is on the roadmap is, and we're still deciding, right, how we're going to be allocating resources to it, is bringing MetaYield and MetaBond to the EVM compatible networks, right? And in this case, Aurora. And so that's still something we're discussing internally, and that will of course bring in more utility for the staked asset. And also very importantly is trying to understand other EVM compatible networks that we can partner with, and we can create staked assets as well, and bring that over to Aurora as well, to NEAR, right? Because it's all interconnected. And so it is the opportunities are endless, but then again you have to be mindful, which is where do you allocate resources. For us, another important part of it, and it's something that also Lorena is leading, is we just announced that we are taking the first step towards decentralizing the Metapool protocol, liquid staking platform. And so we need to understand from the point of view of the Aurora community how governance should be executed, right? Or how do we take into consideration the Aurora community into the allocation of the protocol fees. So that's one of the big announcements I did yesterday at the CellGP event, right? Version 0.1 of our governance is being put in forward. That's being led by Lorena. And so definitely for me is what we set out to build, right? We set out to build a decentralized platform, right? Build on top of a blockchain. And so we're gonna keep that vision intact, right? And I think during this bear market, it's the right time to do it, right? Because yes, let's be totally transparent here. Price action is not what all of us wanted, but it is right now putting to the test the commitment from community members on the fate of the protocol itself, right? And so I cannot go into too much of the details. If not, then Lorena is gonna kill me. But anyhow, what we are stating right now and openly and publicly is that for at least this first part of the experiment, right, or for the rest of the year, we're allocating all of the protocol fees to the community, to meta governance token. And so more details are gonna be starting to be shared as the weeks and days progress. But really excited about that. It's like, how do we build, like the why we sign up to build on Web3, right, or on decentralized protocols, is can we build a decentralized platform where value creation is being accrued by the community, by the users, and in this case by folks, organizations that are participating actively in the governance of the protocol. So that's one of the big things we're gonna be working on. And still we're bullish on Aurora, we're bullish on NEAR, and we're building on top of that. I don't know, like Alan, Boris, what's your 2 cents on it? I know it's I don't want to be sucking up the mic too much.
I just want to mention or reinforce the point that we have around, this is the first attempt that is going hardly on the NEAR ecosystem for decentralized protocols. So giving a real utility for a governance token that has been used since day one on Metapool, that is the meta token. And now that is generated these governance rewards that are shared among anyone that participates on Metapool is not it's not a minor. I think it's a major in the not only for Metapool. I think for the NIR ecosystem. As you mentioned, it is a very early version 0.1, but I really trust that there is a path to follow on other protocols on what Metapool is doing for giving a governance to the community.
Yeah, I mean, we understand. I mean, this is an innovation process, and we understand these are projects and applications and ideas that will evolve over time, and we bet on you guys to keep working on this, and keep iterating and keep fixing, and hopefully bringing new products into the protocol. And this is the way you achieve great stuff. So yeah, I'm 100% there with you, and we hope that we can keep supporting on that. So
yeah, that's really great news. I remember last year talking to Claudio, and the issue of governance was something quite salient, and also people were starting to ask, okay, but how why do you have Meta as a token? And I like the fact that you are taking a very slow and ponderate approach to implement things, and you're not just rushing into something. And that's, I think, what really builds trust into what you guys are building and doing. And I'm super happy about this new step. So really congratulations for that. So now that, yeah, you wanted to say something?
Yes. No. Thank you very much for your kind words. But it's just the beginning, right? It's just the first step. This is something that is going to be iterative with the community feedback, right? I think this is very important. Understand that we want this to be also community led, right? The discussions, right? That's what we're putting forward, like what we're gonna be, what we're gonna start to build, and we're gonna build it with the community, right? Yes, Lorena's leading this. She has all our full support, but it's important for people to step forward and say, "Hey, I want to participate. I want to be active in this." Right. My first invitation is go to the voting platform that we have. If you go to metavote.app, get familiar with it, understand how it works, because that's going to be the first stepping stone. I understand that yes, it's not native to the Aurora platform. We're going to start to understand how the Aurora community envisions that this link be done, right? And what makes sense in order for Meta token holders in the Aurora ecosystem to participate. So anyhow, it's an open invitation. Please reach out to us, and let's get that conversation going. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So I would like to ask another question regarding the adoption or the way people interact with Metapool. Have you seen any changes in the past year in terms of adoption? Do you think that it's getting better? People are starting slowly to get acquainted with concepts that might be not familiar to them. And what do you think it's needed in order to make people more acquainted with the concept of liquid staking and the importance of it?
Yeah, go right ahead, Alan. I've talked too much, man.
I think that as well as people should understand how liquid staking solutions work, so they can be safe when they put their tokens on any of these protocols. Also, the liquid stakers developers should understand how the user is is using all these platforms, and that's something that is related to the user experience that is having the people. I think that there is a lot of concepts that are hard to understand on the DeFi ecosystem, and make it and it's a job of us to make it easy for any user to to have it a easy path to onboard on liquid staking. In that way, also yesterday, the MetaPulse team, we announced the new platform that was developed, that we call it as ecosystem of MetaPool, where you can find a very easy interface where anybody can jump in on the liquid staking solution. You can find the liquid staking solution of stNear on Near and Aurora. You can now also find the liquid staking solution of stAUR, and it's pretty simple. I can invite you all to visit new.metapool.app, so you can see how we made how we made an incredible experience for any new user to jump in. So I think that's my 2 cents on this. I don't know if Claudio, you want to add something else?
No, man. I think it's there is a very important aspect of how, and this is also for the whole community, right? Understand that this is the first native project that we do on Aurora, right? We've done other stuff like we did meta recipes, right? We've done we bridged our asset, but this is a full on our first integration with an EVM platform. So really happy about this. Be very transparent with us, right? Point out what you don't see that you like, what you feel if we are doing something that is not living up to the standards of the community. Please point it out. Like yes, we have like a good touch base with Boris and the rest of the Aurora team, but they're the team, right? They're part of the community, but at the end of the day, I think it's important for the community to voice their own opinion. So please feel free to reach out to us and get those conversations going, because your feedback is going to be a critical part of us succeeding in launching this liquid staking token on the Aurora platform. So just a little bit of that.
Definitely. So on this note, we might take some questions from the audience. If someone has anything that they would like to ask to the team, this is a good opportunity. So just raise your hand and I'll add you as speakers. And meanwhile, I can ask maybe Boris, if you would like to ask something as well, or to add something to the discussion, then feel free.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I think that you talk a little about it, probably enough about it, but I'm wondering what do you think will be the next, steps, as in which direction you want to be heading on Aurora. You gave a little more, a little on that, but if you can give me, I'll probably talk about a little more about what do you think this you see this evolving, the midterm, a little more long term. What do you want to see from us, and how we can support? We also launch a series of business focused application like Aurora Business and silos. So do you have any thoughts about how do you think this evolving over time?
Yeah, I think the enterprise angle with the Aurora Cloud, right, Aurora Silos, it's a very interesting play. I think having those early conversations with enterprise partners is going to be interesting. So one of the big things that we're doing for this coming year, right, is we're integrating with fintech applications through our partnership with custodial providers such as Fireblocks, Credo, and so definitely that's something we should be exploring, Boris. More on the fintech side, and then understand how a solution as Aurora Cloud, Aurora Silos can be part of that solution as well, right? And so we're actively looking into that space, and I think Aurora has some very cool technology that is has potential for good adoption in like the enterprise environments. And so definitely that's how I see us collaborating moving forward. Definitely hackathons are a great way to build those proof of concepts, those MVPs, right? And if you are working at a in a private company, right, in an enterprise, I think those are good opportunities for you and your team to, or your organization, to participate in a very how can I say, risk-free environment, in the sense that the Aurora team is going to be there. We're also going to be there doing some workshops, and we can answer your questions, right? And some very important aspect of it is that everything that we're building, the code is open source, so you can inspect it, right? And you can have a look into it, and a look under the hood, right? And see how it works. And then if you get inspiration to something that you can build for the enterprise, and we can be supportive of that, by all means, right? I think it's that's how I see the next small step for Metapool to start collaborating more directly with the Aurora platform. And so anyhow, really happy about it. Still a lot of unknown unknowns, right? We still have a lot of journey to continue, and to start exploring, but definitely really excited about what's the next step, right? Which is right now, like, the sky's the limit. But anyhow, we don't want to get too close to the sun and get burned. Alan, you want to add some? You want to add some stuff, or Boris, go right ahead, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I was going to mention that. Well, I'm look more interested for the technical side, and I think that one thing that invites many developers to the Aurora and the NEAR ecosystem is the developer experience that is made around these blockchains. So again, if Aurora allows you to do a testing even on mainnet for a proof of concept in a very low cost, and in a very low cost, in another side, in a very in a blockchain with fast speed to process transaction, I think we have something very interesting to show to the developers community, and more because we are using a language for developing a smart contract that is Solidity, that is very well known worldwide on the developers ecosystem. So I think I will motivate to grow and enhance all the opportunities and tooling that is available for developers. I know that there is a lot that has already been developed, but also which are the new tools that can make the developers experience even better or even easier for anyone to jump in on Aurora. I think there can be a brainstorming around that of how can we make that to make it easy, that task, for any new developers team that want to jump in Aurora, to make it very clear how to go forward on the Aurora ecosystem. I know I'm saying I think it's very well done at this point, but as it is well done, we need to keep forward on that sense of to keep doing that on the time, helping all the developers to have a great experience as it is now.
Yeah, I agree with you. And actually, we do have, every day we keep trying to get more tools out, and there are a few that are relatively new and perhaps a little obscure, like the cross contract transaction, that we have a full SDK that you to help you move transaction from near to Aurora and Aurora to near. So we are working on that. We're releasing, I don't know, we launched a developer portal that is relatively new, and we keep releasing articles on developer portal all the time. And yeah, we actually probably, there's an area that I will going to come back to you about it. That's probably we can do some workshops together during the hackathon, and that's the reason we're doing the hackathon. So yeah, we'll keep working on that. So make it easier to developers to jump into Aurora, or even if they're new to Web3, or if they are new developers who want to come into and deploy or move their contracts or connect their applications in near to Aurora. So definitely, I'm there with you guys, and we'll keep working on that. And we will knock your door about that, and probably let's try to do some kind of workshop during the hackathon. So the people working on your bounty, can make questions. We will be doing office hours during the hackathon once a week, so people will have the chance to ask questions. So yeah, we will improve on top of what we have done so far to make the experience for developers easier.
Great. Then maybe to wrap this up, I'll like to ask you, what is more or less the time frame for the next step when it comes to stAUR? You mentioned that now you are undergoing an audit, and is there a time frame, an approximate time frame, when the next step is going to be? And yeah.
Yes, so we're finishing the audit for it. Right now it's whitelisted, right? We will be allocating staking rewards to this to the stAUR token. So that's after we finish the audit, then we know it's everything's good. Then we will allocate those extra meta token rewards to staking on stAUR. So that's TBD, but it should be in a couple of weeks as well. So really excited about that one. Then launching, of course, on Solaris is another one, and then eventually Origami for borrowing and lending. So those are kind of the next steps. We will be releasing the roadmap for stAUR. So and as with the security report, so just wait for it. But anyhow, for now, just sign up for the waitlist for the whitelist. Sorry, so you can whitelist your wallet, and you can start putting a little bit of Aurora there, so you get a feel for it. We have a brand new design. We have a brand new user experience that we just released yesterday as well. So if you go to metapool.app, you have there a link to the new site, right? We will soon be migrating it over to that to metapool.app. For now, it's new.metapool.app. There you will see the new design. As you see with our avatars, we've just changed to a bright lime colored avatar background. If you go to the Metapool website or the Twitter account, you'll see we've got a brand new look there. We listened to you. We understood that it's been quite a bit of time for us to get around in improving our UI, but we believe we've done so, and so really excited to get your feedback from the Aurora community, and yeah, just keep on building, keep on sending the feedback, and for us to keep improving and building on top of decentralized protocols such as Aurora.
Great. Then, unless anyone wants to add something else, I think we can wrap this space up. It was really a pleasure to have you guys here for this discussion, and it's not going to be the last one for sure. I'm sure we'll have more with other guests as well from the Aurora team, so we can have even deeper discussions on the tech side, which would be interesting as well. So thanks a lot. Really impressed by all the things that you're doing. A big fan of Metapool and looking forward to see the next steps. Go ahead, Boris.
Yeah, I just want to thank the team, and even though we are a very global organization, it's always nice to see a team for Latam doing this kind of stuff. So I really I personally really happy that these guys from Mexico and Latam are here. So yeah, let's keep pushing, and thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, shout out to everybody, right? Francisco from Ecuador, right, as well, right? We got all the Argentina team, right, and just Mansa, Nico, of course, Danny, Rodrigo, Chema, he's in Mexico, of course. Alan, of course, he's in Mexico as well. Then we got Agustin as well. We got Leandro. So Lucio, of course, my co-founder, based in Argentina. We got Lorena, based in Mexico. We got Cibeles, that's based in Mexico as well. We got Clara and Mateo, they're based out of Barcelona, Spain. And then we got Marcos as well, Spaniard, but based in Switzerland. So anyhow, full on decentralized but Spanish speaking team. So really happy about that. And yeah, that's what you can build, what a strong Latin American Spanish speaking team can build. So anyhow, really bullish on it. Thank you very much for the space. The Aurora team, La Deboshka, thank you very much for emceeing for us. So Boris, hope to see you soon here in the Bay Area. And thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. Appreciate all your support. Cameron, shout out to you. Great event yesterday at the in the San Francisco at the SF near community event. So thank you very much, Cameron. Much appreciate your support as well.
Great. Have a great day, everyone, and talk to you another time. Bye-bye.